Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first general meeting of LISSA for this 2020 semester. I know it's been a crazy year, so hopefully we can add some fun to it. So what you can expect from LISSA is like we're kind of a social option for students to get to know each other, but then we also provide like professional development. We'll do a career day in the spring. We'll have critical librarianship like meetings about, I don't know if it's going to be a book club or it might be different this year, but we'll have events throughout the year that you can get involved with your classmates. We'll work with professors and other alumni just to kind of collaborate. So I'm the president. My name is Karen, and so I think we can go ahead and just take this time to introduce ourselves. And then I guess you can, so we'll have the people who are on the executive board introduce themselves first, and we'll say what our role is. And then what's a fun thing that we can share?
Maybe like a book you're reading right now, or what you're watching on Netflix, or an album you're really enjoying right now, something like that.
Okay, that's a good thought. So yeah, so I'm Karen Collins. This is my second year in the program, and I'm the president of LISSA. And I am reading this graphic novel for LIS 618 called Pumpkinheads, and it is about fall, and it is really happy, and I will probably read it one day. So those are the best kinds of reads. So I guess our VP can go next, and then just pass it off to we get everyone.
I'm Olivia. I'm the VP. I'm also in my second year. I'm currently reading a high fantasy book that is over 800 pages long, so it's pretty thick, called Priory of the Orange Tree. There's dragons, there's queer people, there's diverse characters. It's awesome. Highly recommend so far.
All right, Rob, you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Brianna. It's my second year in the program. I am one of the treasurers. There are two of us. And I am reading right now, Call Me By Your Name. And I'm also reading something called The Snow Child, where a couple builds the snow man and it turns into a kid. I don't know.
Okay, Sarah Esther, I go.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Esther. I am the secretary of LISSA, and this is my second year as well. Hopefully graduating in May. Woo! I have not been reading. I haven't read for fun in such a long time, ever since undergrad. So I think it's a condition that I call it a former bookworm. I am a former bookworm. For now, I watch K-dramas, and the one I just finished and I really love because it had literature and fantasy and all kinds of things in it is called It's Okay Not to Be Okay on Netflix. So good. I recommend it.
All right, Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob, and I'm the communications manager. And second year, so hopefully I'll graduate in spring. So currently reading, I'm kind of with Sarah Esther. I read a lot for school, so mostly school-related stuff. I'm reading Acid for the Children, which is a book by Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So I really like those types of books and biographies and memoirs. So.
Okay, so I'm just going to go in the alphabetical order that is on my WebEx. So Avery, if you have a mic, or if you don't have a mic available to you right now, you can just type, whatever works for you.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Hi, my name is Avery. This is my second semester. And I'm reading a book called The King of Atolia. It's by Megan Whalen Turner. It's stressful. But it's about this king who marries a queen.
right into the meeting. So what we'll do is we'll share like what we're working on. So this coming week, you're gonna receive in your email an event survey. So we really want to see like when you're available to do. All of our events are going to be virtual right now. Just, better safe than sorry. And also it does work out because our program has a lot of distant students. So you'll get an email, and if you could just take the time to fill that out, that will really help us with our planning. And then we have a couple positions that are open. So every year we have first year representatives. There usually is an on-campus representative and an off-campus representative. And we're still going to keep those distinctions, even though our program is primarily online. I think pretty much online right now. So what these are is usually they center around like coordinating meetups. So hopefully next semester we'll be able to do some in-person events, but we just have to kind of wait it out. So you would basically serve and kind of bring a perspective of like what might people who are just entering the program expect like to get from their degree, from the student association, just like things that you are interested in. How can we like serve you? So there'll be in the same email with the event survey, there'll be an application, and basically just it's really brief, and we'll just kind of do a brief election within the next like week or two to determine who those representatives are. So just be on the lookout for that. It will probably be posted on the Facebook page as well, which our group student association, but our Facebook is still the studies. So if you have trouble, just search Library and Information Studies Association on Facebook. And we usually post everything that's also sent out in email. And then we are also looking for a representative. So the first year representative needs to be a student who's in their first or second semester. The next representative is open to anyone. So we need a graduate student association representative. So Sarah Esther serves as one of our representatives, but we're hoping to have two. You would need to attend 2 meetings. Basically, you go to the GSA meetings the second Thursday of the month and just take notes. If you can't make every meeting, that's fine. That's why we want to have 2. And then you would come to the LISSA meetings and share the information that you learned, because we might have funding opportunities or there might be events that we can participate in through GSA that we need to be aware of. And so you're our representative so that we can get that information. And you would also, like as a GSA representative, like you would be able to contribute to other planning and decision making for LISSA. And I think that is all I have to say. Does anyone have any questions about like the representative positions that I can answer that might help other people? Yeah, Amanda just put about this. She did the virtual meetup where we play Jackbox games. So that was fun, and that might, if we do something social, could be an option again. All right, so no questions, Olivia? Do you have anything you want to share with everyone?
I guess I'll just explain the critlib a little bit to the first year students or people who just might not know what that means. Critlib stands for critical librarianship. And so at these critlib meetings, which would be separate from like the general LISSA meetings, but we have yet to determine when those will be, probably once a month. But at those meetings, we'll probably take just a scholarly article that focuses on like a critical theory lens through librarianship. So using like critical race theory, gender studies, disability, things like that, and applying that to librarianship. Because that's one of my like passions and focuses in the program, and it kind of been my career, budding career. So that's what that is, and there'll be more information about that coming soon. I'll be working with Sarah Esther and Dr. Velez who will help kind of coordinate that. So that's what critlib is. There's also like a hashtag on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, just hashtag critlib that people all over the world use to have these discussions. And if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's pretty cool. But yeah, so yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you, Olivia. All right, Brianna, you want to share any treasurer or fundraiser information?
We are working with the campus activities office to see if we can come up with some fundraising ideas for the semester. We don't really have anything solidified yet, but there will be hopefully something this semester, and then next semester we do a big t-shirt fundraiser. So we come up with like a punny slogan, and that will raise funds, and we were looking to donate to some local charities. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you. All right, Sarah Esther.
Oh, you're on mute, Sarah Esther.
Oh, sorry. So all I have today is just to say that we have 19 new members from June to August, and the majority of our new members came from Welcome Day. So clap to our Vice President Olivia for presenting us so well. And if you joined us as a result of Olivia's presentation, please let us know in the chat so we can just know who joined us as a part of that. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.
All right, Rob, you want to share?
So just be sure to follow us on social media. We have the Twitter. We also have Facebook, Instagram, and with Spartan Connect. So, and we also have the resource site. So after each meeting, I'll be uploading the YouTube video and also sharing that out. So if you ever are not able to make a meeting, you can, catch up and see what we discussed, and then hopefully join us for the next meeting. And the resource site, we're going to really focus also on some career development stuff. So be sure and check that out in the upcoming few weeks.
All right, thank you. So that's kind of a rundown. We're very much still in the planning and like establishing phase of things, but we hope that these meetings can just keep you up to date with what's going on. And we would love like for ideas, like if you have, I think whenever we'll send out the email, it'll have all of our email addresses bottom. So if you have an idea for a fundraiser, you could shoot Brianna an email. Or if you have a topic that you think would be great for like a critlib, then you could let Olivia or Sarah Esther know. So we really want this to be collaborative. Like we welcome input, and we also really hope that you will that you'll join us, that you'll either be a first year representative if you are a first year student, or that you might be our GSA representative. And if you can't, you can still contribute and come to these meetings and the events. So if anyone has any questions, now is a good time. We got some action going on in the chat.
It's mainly me. I just dropped the little @ thing for our Twitter and Instagram, and then the link for our website if y'all want to check that out. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see these new faces.
But do any of y'all, especially the first semesters or whatever, have any questions at all about the program or classes, anything? Because you have a wonderful collection of students here, and we can help you because we've been through it all at this point, just about. And we're more than willing to help. If any of you guys have any type of question at all, you can email us or just turn on your mic right now and we will sort you out. Yeah, reading is a lot. Some professors will provide like different articles or like tips for how to deal with the reading, but the secret is that you don't have to read every single word of every single thing. And if you do, you'll just go crazy and you won't actually learn anything. Ask me how I
still
know
learning.
this.
I'm
Yeah.
learning it right now. This semester is like, okay, first sentence, summary or intro, conclusion, point.
Yeah, especially if it's like an academic article, really just hit the abstract, the intro, and the conclusion, and maybe like the methodology if it's that kind of study or whatever. But otherwise, I mean, I got assigned like 7 articles for one class for the week. There's no way I'm reading every single word of that. And they don't expect you to. That's not realistic. They know that you have a million other readings and other things to do and that you have a life. So don't feel like you need to read every single word. No one does. And if they do, then that's just sad.
Also,
I was
like,
gonna say if they say they do, they're lying.
Yeah.
take advantage of like professors who offer themselves as a resource, like especially with the project. It's like I know my first semester, one of my professors for 600, she was like, come talk to me about your research projects. And like I went to her twice and it was really beneficial and like helpful for me, and also like kind of helped me be accountable for like not putting off my work till the very last minute. So.
Also, I was going to say, don't be afraid to explore your interests, uh, whether it's in classes or even research projects. I love architecture and interior design. And so for my 600 class, I actually went and researched housing and library funding. It's called like a cohabitation. So they'll have like apartment housing and then a library right underneath. And it's something new that they're doing in places like Chicago and in different inner city places. So not only are they providing mixed income living, so higher living, middle or low income, but they're also providing a library for an area or neighborhood where they wouldn't usually have it. So it was really great. So don't be afraid to explore your interests.
I need to look for a job at one of those libraries so I could like live above it.
All right, well, any other general tips from us vets or any questions from the newbies?
To go along.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say to go along with what Sarah Esther was saying. In my first year, I did some research with sustainability because that's one of my interests. And I started looking at garden rooftops on libraries, and that was just super fascinating to me. So definitely explore your interests.
Yeah, and kind of building on that topic, if there's any questions about career related stuff that's not specifically departmental, off and on, I've worked in libraries for 15 years, 12 years straight at one library, but my experience is public, so someone else might have, school librarian experience. And so feel free to share where you've worked and what you've done so far, and if you think, because you sharing that might open the doors for someone asking you questions and us kind of learning from each other and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, quickly, one last thing. If you do not have library work experience, like I came into the program, I don't have any um, library experience, but whatever you've done in your life gives you a bit of wisdom and that you can share and you know communicate with others in the discussion posts and things like that. So sometimes it can be hard to think of all of the theory and say how does this make sense. Just think about how have you been a patron in a library, and that will help you see both sides of that relationship. So I just wanted to add that.
That's a good thought because I also did not have any real experience in the library. And it can be intimidating to read like someone's post and be like, my post is not going to be like that. But like, we all have background experience. And
I think that's what's so beautiful about libraries, though, is like we take our past experience. My original degree is in graphic design, and it's been so helpful in the library. So even though we come from a variety of different fields, And I think you'll find working in libraries, you meet people like that with psychology backgrounds or, you know, teaching backgrounds. Like we all kind of come together, and I think that's what makes libraries very strong is we have diverse experience like that. So that's good.
I see that Avery dropped a question. At what point do you think you should start thinking about presenting for NCLA and other conferences? I'll let someone else answer that.
I think
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I know that one of the second year students that I like worked with in my assistantship, she did like a poster presentation her second year. And so I think you could, I mean, I don't like what type of presentation, but if you have a project that you're working on that fits the model, then why not submit and try something? Like some of the stuff you're doing for your classes can translate into a presentation.
But also with NCLA specifically, I think that one's only every other year. We had it last year, so there will not be NCLA this year. But next year, probably fall 2021, they'll do another one. But I would say, like Karen said, in general, I mean, if you have research, even if it's maybe from undergrad, like I did research in undergrad that happened to be about libraries, even though I was in sociology. So I could have done something with that, but I was lazy and I didn't. But I mean, yeah, you can totally translate your schoolwork in this program into research. And if you have the capacity and you're interested in doing that, totally apply. I mean, there's no harm in applying to anything. Worst they can say is, try again next year. And you'll say, okay, great, I'll do it again next year or whatever. I mean, there's really nothing to lose. So put yourself out there for anything, and you really just don't know what's going to come back.
I feel like that was very inspiring. Good message for the start of the semester. All right, if no one, I mean, we can keep talking, but generally LISSA meetings are pretty short. And then when we have like an event, the events will have a different, we'll like usually like let you know the timeline for the event, like if it's gonna be an hour or 2 hours. So yeah, so hopefully this, once we get that event survey out and get the results back, we'll be able to plan a good time for like a virtual meetup where we can just hang out and talk, and like that'll be the whole point. All right, last call for last words. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording and it'll be posted this week. Hope everyone has a great night. It was nice to meet you all.
Thanks for coming, guys.